Hi, welcome to the Daily Line. National League now for June 2nd, Wednesday. Greg, big card today in baseball. We covered the American League in one segment. Let's look at the National League, but starting things off with some National League nostalgia. Greg's got some info. We saw Roy Halladay throw a perfect game on the weekend, and Greg dug up a little nugget.
Halladay had a perfect game in May, and so did Dallas Braden there for the Oakland Athletics.
Right.
I was watching this game because, we had a bet on the over. I had 7. I think you bet it over 7.5. We're talking about the Phillies and the Braves last night, and I was watching this on Peachtree Television, and up came the announcer saying that there's only been one other time in the history of baseball where they had two pitchers pitch a perfect game in the same month.
Yeah.
And it was in June, which we're in June now. It was June the 12th and June the 17th.
What year, Greg?
The year was amazing. And no, I do not have the records for the line on the game.
Yeah.
It was way back in 1880, Jarvis. There was a pitcher by the name of Lee Richardson, and Monty Ward was the other chap.
1880. And your data only goes back to 1905, isn't that correct?
Yeah, probably. Well, I don't think they had... Were they wearing helmets back in 1880? I don't know.
Sure. Milwaukee's playing in Florida tonight. Yeah. Let's get to the baseball. We've got a pick for you here. Brewers laying 122. We've got Florida on a 6-4 win yesterday. They've got a 3-game win streak going, and that is saying something because their longest win streak of the season is 4 games, Greg. Run production has been a problem, has been good actually, but it's coming at the expense of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah.
13 runs, 6 runs in the last 2 games, but this is a Florida team that doesn't really belt the ball around.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with Milwaukee is bullpen. A lot of these teams, if you don't have a good bullpen and you don't have a pitcher that can go 7 innings for you, you're asking for trouble. For starters, we have Mike Riley behind home plate. Yesterday, behind home plate in the Atlanta-Philly game, we had Angel Campos. Today, we got Mike Riley, and he is a career over umpire. He's 27-16 to the over in the National League, Jarvis, the last 2 seasons. And when you have a right-hander pitching or facing another right-hander, 37 overs, 20 unders, going back, I think it's 3 or 5 years on that. And plus, we've got a great system here. When the over-under, and I like this because it's less than 9, is between 8 and 8.5 runs, and you've got an overused bullpen like Milwaukee's that's pitching, the bullpen's pitching 3.2 or more innings per game.
Getting a lot of
and their
work.
whip is 1.750, Jarvis, in the last 15 games. You don't want to play this thing under. You want to play this over. It's a system. It's 70 and 32, Jarvis, to the over. It's plus 35.2 units. I have an official selection on this game. I like Milwaukee and Florida to sail over 8.5 runs, and you could get even money or minus $1.05. Shop around again on that.
Brew Crew are hoping they're not going to have to go to their bullpen tonight because they've got Gallardo on the mound. He's 5-2 coming off his first career shutout in his last inning. So they've got one rising star. That's what Milwaukee does. They bring him up and then they trade him away.
Yeah.
Next game, Greg. Let's look at the Best of the Rest by Bookmaker.com.
Yeah.
We've got Chicago and Pittsburgh. Chicago laying 135. Zambrano's on the mound. He's 1-3 against Zach Duke. Duke's lost 5 of his last 6 games after a 2-0 start. He's not getting any run support. Lack of run support has been the problem for Pittsburgh all season. They're second last in Major League Baseball, only to the Houston Astros. Pittsburgh's scoring 3.2 runs a game. Houston's getting 3.1. They're on dangerous territory of dropping to the bottom.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if you're a Pittsburgh Pirate fan, or you're the Pirates, you want to play the Cubs, because if there's one team they've done very well with of late, it has been against the Chicago Cubs. We've got a great underdog system in this game here, too, Jarvis. It's gone 5-0 just this season. 5-0 this season, and we're talking 5-0. It's plus about 8 units with underdogs. You want to take a National League team and play the home dog if you're getting $1 or more, which you're getting here. If they allow on average 5.3 or more runs per game on the season, and they've been in a scoring slump, they've scored 4 runs or less in the last 5 games. What we're saying here is they're due for a breakout here. I like the home dog here, just an opinion here. This system is 55-30, Jarvis. That's stronger than dirt, 65%, but it's plus 47.6 units the last 5 seasons. An opinion on this game on the home dog Pittsburgh Pirates.
Home dog Pittsburgh, see if they can get some runs going for Duke. He's been good for them. Let's look at one for the road, Greg.
Brought to you by
sportsbetting.com. We've got a game between Colorado and San Francisco. You want to talk about a lack of run production.
Oh, boy.
The San Francisco Giants have been having a terrible time against the Rockies. Rockies have been hitting the ball well. They've been streaking at home. But when they come on the road and you put up 1-0-1 in 3 games against them, you're not going to win many ball games. It doesn't matter how good your starting pitching staff is. Now, Matt Cain is on the hill today for the Giants. I was looking at San Francisco to get a possible win in this game, but the price is too high, for my opinion, in what you're getting from offense. They're scoring 4.1 runs per game. I already talked about Pittsburgh and Houston being at the bottom of the National League. San Francisco's just 1 point above them there. So they're not getting a lot of run support, so it's too much. But, Greg, we got some info on the over-under.
Right, too, Jarvis. And in a situation like that, you don't want to lay a run and a half because they're having a tough time winning by a run. So
you're rolling the dice. Lay a 1.5 to get a good price in this spot on the Giants. It's playing with fire, but instead the over-unders looks nice.
I like the under in this spot, Jarvis. You want to take a team, and this actually, we just spoke about how anemic the bats have been for Frisco lately. But you want to take a team like the Rockies when the over-under is 7 or less runs. And Colorado has gone 3 straight games with no home runs, 0 home runs. And it's after a game where the bullpen gave up no earned runs. By playing the under in this spot, you've got 21 overs, 54 under, 72% to the under, plus 32 units. And the great thing about this, it's been live 6 times this season, guys. 5 out of 6 games have gone under the total. So we have a 1 for the road official selection on this game. Take the Rockies and the San Francisco Giants to play under 7 runs.
Lack of run production from San Fran. Good bullpen from Colorado. No home runs. Kane's going to have a good game, Greg. I like that one. 1 for the road by sportsbetting.com is to play the under in Colorado, San Fran. Greg, recapping your one play from earlier?
Yeah, the play from earlier is we have the Marlins to play over the total against the Brew Crew, over 8.5 runs.
Okay, that's the National League, guys. There's American League info available as well. Check BetRepublic.com. Lots of baseball. It's taking the spotlight right now. We're going to take one more break. When we come back, National Hockey League, it's Game 3. Chicago is in Philadelphia, looking to drive one more stake into their hearts. Okay, we'll be right back.